The winter season is in the second half, and we want to talk all things Princeton Vikings with AD Joe Roberts. Joe, how are we doing on this chilly morning?
Hey, Rob, it's great to see you. It is cold outside, but Bike Nation is warm and toasty and ready to go.
Yep, it is. It's time. We're before you know it, we'll be getting ready for postseason in the winter, and spring will be getting ready. And wow, it's just flying. So let's
Yeah.
start with boys basketball. They've had a challenging schedule, but we knew that from the beginning. And what a huge win they had Friday at home against East, 53-49. This is that time. It's time to start getting ready for playoff time or tournament time.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are well, I think they're 5-4 currently in the league. They're 5-6 overall, which is a testament to Coach Wyatt and the schedule that he plays. We had a chance over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend to head to the Centos Center and play in the La Rosa's Holiday Hoops Classic against Great Crossings. And Great Crossings is the number one team in Kentucky right now. They got a 7-footer that is 7 foot, and I am legitimately 7 foot. And there was a point in the game where we had them down 8. And it was kind of ironic. A gentleman that was sitting beside us, who actually played with Coach Wyatt in college, but his kids go to Great Crossing. He looked over at us and he said, "This team has never been down 8 before, ever." And so, a lot of people say you don't take a lot out of a loss, but there were things that our kids did in that game that prepared us for what we were able to do Friday night at East. And, it's a bumpy road in the GMC. There are no nights off.
Right.
We just got done talking about that a little bit about the Big 12, but our league top to bottom is just full. And so we've got a stretch here coming. This week that I think can prove to us where we are and what we need to do to advance us through. But again, we're starting to prepare ourselves for the tournament.
Right.
We're starting to prepare ourselves for where we think we might be from a seed perspective. And while we probably are not going to be in that top 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere in that 10 to 16 range, there's going to be a lot of schools that are going to be like, we don't want to play Princeton. And because of our defensive intensity, because of the pressure we put on teams, I think that's going to bode well for Coach Wyatt and the kids.
I think Tuesday at West should be a good one. I saw West Saturday, and if you guys take care of the ball and make some shots, I think it should be a great game.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, and it's going to be another great night because it's going to be a boy-girl varsity doubleheader.
That's fun.
And looking forward to heading to West Tuesday night and catching the action.
Yeah, best of luck to them this week. As what I'm looking following week, their GMC schedule, it doesn't get any easier. So let's switch over to the girls' side. Boy, they haven't missed a beat. I think, what did I see? 13-1. Does that sound right?
13-1,
yep.
8-0 in the league. And if anybody gets on social media and wants to watch a thriller, check out the end of that game Friday night against Lakota East. East comes down with, I don't know, probably 12 seconds left, misses a little bumper, and then we get the rebound and we outlet it, and Heaven Sneed drives it in and scores. So heck of a day, heck of a turnout. Excited about that for sure.
Yeah, best of luck to them. And looks like they got 3 GMC games this week: at West, at Sycamore, and then host the Middies on Saturday. The grind continues again this week, and best of luck to them as they continue on.
I do want to say hats off to Mari Girton, scoring her 1,000th point. She did that while they were at Classic in the city up at Pickerington Central, and we were able to recognize her Friday night for her 1,000th point. What a heck of a player she is. Wonderful teammate. And I'll tell you the other thing, just a great kid to be around off the basketball floor. Just tremendous positive attitude, always wanting to work, always wanting to get better and make her teammates better. And Coach Davis has done a remarkable job with the Lady Vikings and just getting a mindset in place that makes them a special and fun team to watch. They were in here yesterday doing yoga and getting things ready to go for this week. And like you said, at West and then Middletown, it's going to be a great week of basketball for us.
Isn't it fun watching the crowds grow each year with girls basketball? Because I know 5, 6, 7 years ago it was not I don't even think you could call it a revenue sport, even though you charge a gate. It's the crowds are depending on the opponent, but when MND and Princeton play, I mean it's almost a full house. It's fun,
Yeah, and it is, and that, again, I think what you just said, Robs, is really really true. Matchups are important. Teams we play are important. The GMC is important, and that draws attention and it draws attractive fans, and not just fans of our schools, fans of basketball.
right?
And the Lady Vikings are a fantastic, exciting team to watch. And so people come out and they want to see what we're going to do next. And they love our opponents and they love the matchups. And so it does. It is a great attraction. It's a great opportunity for people to come watch great basketball night in and night out.
Yeah, continued success for the girls. A tough week this week. Good
Yeah.
and best of luck. Let's stay inside. Let's go to the lanes, Coach. And then it's it's boy, it's a busy time to get ready for tournaments, and it's got to be my new favorite winter sport is bowling. We've covered a bunch of matches this year, and it's just so fun. I had never been to Western Bowl before. Holy cow, that's got to be the mecca of lanes around this town. I've never seen so many lanes in one building. It's just great. I just love it.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, between there and Roll House, I don't know who's competing for the largest anymore. But on the boys' side, um, we're struggling a little bit, but we're so young
Right,
and so inexperienced in the sport. But Coach Wilson and Coach Simons, they do not shy away from that. Of course, we push that. We push that you got to go to the Baker Bashes. We push you got to go to the Back to School Bash. We push those things to get these kids against, you know, what are elite and premier bowlers. I mean, the students that we see bowling today
mm-hmm.
are fantastic. I mean, the technology and the things they can do with the bowling ball. And so the boys have just, they're hobbling along, if you will, but they're loving what they're doing. You can see that at the end of the day, they love what they're doing. They know they're gaining ground.
Yep.
And so that is important. That is important to them. And we enjoy watching that. And on the girls' side, I think it's been up and down all year for us. I mean, we're 2-2 in the league. We're 3-3 overall. I don't know sometimes if we can really equate wins and losses in bowling
Right.
because of the way it works. And you and I have talked about this. It's an individual sport inside a team game.
Yeah.
And we want to see what the students are doing individually and how they're leading the team along and how they're building the rest up. Because, again, if you can get two really strong bowlers, one that is starting to get the knack of it and is in that middle category,
Right.
and then two that are novices, if you will, but really attentive to it. Like, you can do some really good things as a team. And those
Especially in
three
the
that
Baker
are on,
games, right?
yeah,
Especially
well,
the
out
Baker
of the
games.
Baker games, but then those three on the back end can turn around and really lift up your top two and
Yes.
really help propel them into the next spot. And I see that in our girls because our girls are senior laden to a degree.
Yes.
I've watched that. We've watched their progression and we've watched how they've built each other up and have really turned something special into it. And so, there is a little bit of sense of pride from not only as a parent, but as an AD to watch what we've been able to accomplish over 4 years, getting that girls program built to where it is. And now to watch it on the boys' side and seeing how the numbers are coming out and it's growing. And I think, from an overall perspective, Viking bowling is going to be really strong for years to come.
Yeah, and the one thing I always take away from it, Joe, when I walk out of the lanes, is you've got students that are participating wearing Princeton on their jersey, on their shirt, that most likely would not be playing a winter sport, and they're out there competing, and it's just I just find it I think it's something great in this day and age to see somebody that's out there doing something with their classmates and
Yep.
competing.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, best luck to both
Absolutely.
teams this week. Looks like Thursday West at Gilmore Lanes. So best of luck to them. Let's talk quiz team. Looks like quiz team hosts Coleraine tonight or this afternoon. Yeah, is it today's? Yeah,
Yeah,
this.
we got Coleraine this afternoon. This is a good week for the kids. AQT is what an unbelievable thing to be able to talk about this right here with Coach Mulholland and what he's done. We've got numbers in AQT. We have JV in AQT. Heck, I don't know. We have freshmen in AQT, if you will, because he's got kids that he can just, okay, this group's going up in this section, this group's going up in this section, and it is just fun to watch. Now, they get up there and those questions are a little bit difficult for them.
Yes.
We talked about that. But they're really difficult for me when I'm sitting there watching it because I don't know a thing of what they're asking, Rob. I really don't. I almost shouted out an answer last week, and I'm glad I didn't because I probably would have DQ'd our team. But our kids are basing themselves into a situation where we're going to make some noise in that GMC coming up.
How fun is
And
that? That's great.
it is extremely fun. And hats off to Hamilton High School and Missy Harvey and what she does for hosting the AQT championships. She really makes it a great event for the kids. But then on top of that, March the 5th, I believe it is, we're going to host an academic challenge competition that's outside of the league, that's coming in from the state.
Okay.
And we're going to host that here. And our kids are going to get into that event as well. And it is going to be something completely different for them because we're going to bring in schools not just in our conference. And so they're going to get to be around the other teams and see how their formats go and really kind of set a bar for what we're doing across the state. So really looking forward to some matches this week. And as we hit that final stretch, like you said, where we take it here in the GMC tournament.
Isn't it nice when you have a coach that's making the experience great for the students? And you've got, like you said, you've got a JV team for quiz team because they're having a great experience, Joe.
They are
having a great experience and they want to be a part of it.
Well, and I'll tell you what, we've got some extremely, extremely intelligent students. I mean, they know more than we'll ever know, and they're so diversified and so versed with different knowledges, and it is really neat to watch. This person's strong suit is English. This person's strong suit is history. This person is math or sciences, and how you need to put them together because you have to have a solid combination across the board in order to get all the questions answered correctly.
It's great. All right, let's jump into the pool. Let's talk boys and girls swimming. Looks like senior night on Tuesday versus the Tigers from Loveland. Let's talk about swimming.
Yeah, we will. We're going to have Loveland come over this coming Tuesday night. We're going to recognize all of our seniors and boys and girls swimming. And again, Coach Mikiabas has done a great job. I do want to touch on, Lauren Burns has really kind of set herself into a different level on the girls' side, and we're really excited for what she's doing there. Okay. On the boys' side, we see some great things coming. Seth Bennerty is doing a really good job for us in the 200. And, Coach has done a really good job of being able to explain the fact that we've got to prepare ourselves for what's in front of us in this league, because what's in front of us in this league is what's in front of us in sectionals.
Right.
And then from there, we've got to get those individuals into districts. And I think we can qualify a couple out in each site. The kids are really starting now to look at where they are from a time perspective and putting that pace, because they need to see where they've got to go. If you can be in the top 3, top 5 in our league, then you're in the top 3 in our sectional for sure. And then that'll get you into the district. And then it's really anybody's shot from there. But really excited about this week. I want to touch just real bit. Coach Debbie Walker, our middle school swim coach, she had the middle school swim championships here this past weekend. Chris Cunningham, our assistant athletics director, they did an unbelievable job of running that event. And we had 300 or 400 students here swimming on Saturday. Great. It was just a great opportunity to get 7th and 8th graders in the water and propel them into what we see and getting them ready to build up for the high school. So looking forward to this week with senior night and recognizing our senior swimmers.
That's fantastic. Isn't that great to get hundreds of kids in the pool to compete at the junior high level? Just great.
It is. It's amazing.
Let's show up, Joe, with let's talk wrestling. let's go to the mats and wrap up this week talking about looks like tri-meet on Friday was West
Yeah.
and Hamilton.
Yeah, Coach Powell's had several duels here. Last week, we had Sycamore here last week, and we really didn't know what to expect. But
Okay.
again, numbers are kind of back. So we started the duel. Sycamore has a ton of kids wrestling. We start the duel. We have a little JV duel. And then we had the girls wrestle.
Okay.
And then we had the varsity wrestle. And it really turned out to be a great dual match for our students. And when you see where our wrestlers are, we have several Princeton kids in the top 10, top 11 in our league right now.
Okay.
And so that is saying something for us that where we are today is where we're going to be come GMC. And where we are right now is where we need to be come sectionals.
Okay.
And then you run down to the 144, 145 pound class where Micah is currently one in the league. He's 25-2 overall. He's got 14 pins. But we've got a couple other Princeton Vikings. Dennis Justice Cook is in that category, and Kimura Carpenter. They are sitting in the top 11.
Wow.
So we've got 3 Vikings sitting in the top 11 in a weight class right now. And that's due in part that we've been able to spread our kids out a little bit.
Sure.
And get them on some different matches. But that's going to bode well for us as we move forward. As we get Micah out through graduation as a senior this year, we've got a freshman and a sophomore that are competing in a weight class right now that are going to set us into a situation that's going to help us down the road. So we're really excited about that.
Well, that's great. There was another best of luck to them this week. Joe, there was someone else you wanted to recognize middle school before we sign off.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I do. I want to touch just real quick a little bit. We don't really talk a lot about our 7th and 8th grade programs and what we're doing. And I do want to give a little shout out to our middle school wrestling team. They're currently 5-2 in the duels right now. They've had 3 top half tournament finishes and 5 first-year wrestlers have a winning. So 5 7th graders or 5 first-year wrestlers have a current winning record down there. So, it's wrestling is growing and wrestling is coming back. Princeton has always had a very strong tradition in wrestling. And I'm really excited about what Coach DeMarco Davis has done with our middle school Vikings and what he's building and feeding into the high school level. And then the other I want to touch on is our 7th and 8th grade girls basketball program.
Yes. They've
had some great highlights this year, and it goes back to what's happening, feeding into the varsity. Our girls program right now is currently 5-4 in the 7th grade, but they're 5-4 in the 7th grade, and we need to remember that it's not about winning; it's about developing those kids. Yes. And they're really starting to understand a system. They're understanding what it means to play competitively, and they're starting to build. And then, of course, our 8th grade, which everyone likes to talk about, they're highly touted. They're currently 7-2, and we're all getting ready for this GMC middle school tournament. And so there are some great things happening with our 7th and 8th grade Lady Viking basketball and our 7th and 8th grade wrestlers. And just a shout out to our middle school programs and how they're helping build that bottom base, because it starts there. It starts with the fundamentals that lead into what happens at the varsity level. And so we're really excited about what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why it's called a program. It's not just the varsity. It starts that middle school / junior high level to get things going. So fantastic. Well, Joe, have a great week. We'll touch base. I think we'll do 4 straight weeks of shows to wrap up the winter, and have a great week. Best of luck to all the Vikings, and we'll touch base next Monday.
It's great to see you, Rob. Have a great week.
Hey, you as well. Thanks, Joe.